Do you want to get into this Kyle stuff?
Yeah, we definitely can. We definitely can. Kyle Kulinski also in a little bit of a hot seat himself, taking incoming fire from a group of critics, a small group of critics, but some of them have a pretty decent reach. I think someone said Bad Empanada joined in on the dog pile. Bad Empanada is super pissed about the Graham Plattner thing. And now we have the Kavernacle jumping on the dog pile too of Kyle Kulinski, dropping this video called Leftists Are Being Racist Against Indians. And as you can see here in his feed, Kyle's prominently featured in this thumbnail on the left side of the thumbnail. It's basically just entirely made up by this tweet that Kyle reposted featuring a meme of an Indian guy or someone that appears to be Indian. So he's making the case that Kyle is racist against Indian people, and that a lot of white leftists in general have started regurgitating racist sentiments towards Indian people. But based on this one meme that Kyle posted, like based on this like whole screed, you'd think that like Kyle actually went on like a fucking racist rant, or like maybe like broke out the classic stereotypical Indian accent, something cringy like that. But nope, it's just a single meme, which we'll discuss in a second. I think there is a little bit of nuance to the situation, but it is really all just based on one fucking meme.
Yeah.
So do you want to just take a look here?
Yeah, let's hear from Kavernacle. This guy also came after us and said we were misogynists. Let's put that on the table here. I don't fuck with this guy at all. And I know he'll probably have some way of telling me that I'm like hateful because of this, but I can never get it out of my head that he looks like a chipmunk. Wanna plane that loops the loop. Me, I wanna loop. It gives me that vibe.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I do think that Kavernacle like is a perfectly fine YouTuber. He's been around for a while. I think more often than not, he's totally reasonable. I think that more often than not, he's providing a perspective that there's not enough of on YouTube, which is just like reasonable humanitarianism, leftism, whatever you want to call it. I don't think he's like a total asshole, even though he did one time come for us and try to smear us as sexist because we use funny pictures of Anna Kasparian in our thumbnails, even though we also do the same thing to Jink. But either way, it's not the end of the world. I don't think he's like a fucking a total bastard or anything. I just think he goes a little bit over the top sometimes when it comes to this kind of pearl clutching. But again, I'll give you my full opinion in a second. Let's take a look. This is again fucking 15 minutes into this video. He gets to Kyle, and yeah, let's hear what he has to say about this meme that Kyle posted.
Plattner without being critical of all the people he killed in the Middle East, and how he just doesn't fucking regret it, and that you trust his judgment as a leftist, whether that is just reposting racist anti-Indian memes you found on conservative Twitter and just not taking it down anyway. While there's so many white supremacists loving this tweet under Carl's post, there's loads of leftists who are saying you're just being racist. Like, why is this still up? And also, if it needs to be spelled out for people, memes like this just play into further dehumanization about Indian peoples, because things aren't posted without context. The meme at the moment on Twitter especially is that all Indians are scammers, and that all they do is steal American jobs, steal Canadian jobs. They don't ever integrate, and it's just the bog standard anti-immigrant rhetoric you see being repackaged for Indians in America. And then you have this other stuff that they're like, all the Israeli accounts are run by Indians, all the American far right accounts are run by Indians. Indians are just what, like all just terrible people who want to scam America.
And again, Kyle said none of that. Like all of this stuff that he's interpreting from Kyle's meme, which we haven't even seen yet. Kyle said none of that. Like Kyle doesn't believe any of that. Kyle never said all Indians are scammers. Kyle never said that all Indians are the reason why American politics is in such a shitty place right now. Like he literally never said any of that. If you're even remotely familiar with Kyle's commentary, you would know that. I'm not denying other people are saying that, specifically on X, which is just overrun with goddamn fucking bigoted bullshit. But literally, I've never heard Kyle say anything even remotely approaching that level of hideous, bigoted analysis.
I forgot this guy had a British accent until we started playing this video again, and you guys know how I feel about that. But anyway, we'll move on.
Into every opportunity and just love fascism or some shit like that. Like, that is what you're playing into. And these people like Kyle and that other person, they don't even think it's racist, probably. Like, they save these memes and think it's funny, and then they repost it because, yeah, you can have a conversation about all these far right accounts being run by people from other countries, right? And then talk about why that is happening and why that has been happening for like the last 10 years. We've known that for a long time, that intelligence services from Russia, North Korea, Iran have been doing this already before the verification system. And it's just made it so any click farm in any part of the world can just monetize hatred and just use AI to copy other people's posts and post them. But you don't need to use that to then just demonize Indians even more. Because even with using the Indian example, I've seen loads of accounts that are far right. They're not just from India, they're from Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nigeria, Vietnam, and other countries. But you're getting on the meme at the far right are pushing that it's all Indian scammers. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about this quick and just to make people think that you can believe in theory all the good things. And you might genuinely believe them, right? But then doesn't stop
To
your
the
brain on
point,
Twitter, right?
I'm sorry,
And
but
they
we
probably
get
don't.
that racism is bad and that Indian people are not scammers or whatever. But where the fuck do you even talk about the goddamn meme? There it is. Here, we'll play his commentary on. I might have skipped some of it, but this is the meme. It says, "Yes, I am an American. Yes, I like Hitler," but it's actually coming from this dude who, obviously because of the flag next to him, is supposed to be Indian. It's obviously an edgy meme. I guess it's an edgy joke, but I'm gonna be totally honest. I don't think it's really any different than the soy jacks or the wojacks. You guys know what I'm talking about? The soy jacks and the wojacks of like white people pointing and laughing at things or being cringy. Like those are also, I guess, edgy, but I don't really see this as being all that much more offensive just because it's depicting a person with darker skin color that's from India. Now, I'm not saying it's not fucking at all. Like, I guess it's a little bit edgy. Like I said, I'll give you that. In the same way that where Kyle is talking about how like fucking Elon Musk riding Trump's meat rocket could be interpreted as homophobic. Like, if you really want to sit here and be like, as a gay man, riding a meat rocket is actually making love to me, and by describing it in that way, I'm offended. Like, you could make that case as a gay person. I think that would be ridiculous. In the same way that I think that it's ridiculous to actually imply that Kyle is being racist against Indians by basically just posting a soy jack meme, but of a darker skinned person.
Yeah, I don't know what is like. I get like the hands don't look great to me, but that's not like a racial stereotype, right? Like that's I don't know if I'm just like scrutinizing this image because like you're like, oh, it does kind of look like a caricature, but I also hear the point where it's like, yeah, that's what like the proto meme style kind of was. And this, if you take it like Kyle always all day long, he's posting what I would call boomer memes. Like that's kind of his brand right now. He's really embraced the boomer meme style and he just posts them all day long to troll MAGA. And this just kind of came out like artillery fire, like anything else. And I think it's clear with the Indian flag right there, they're implying that this guy is from India. That's why I don't really get the Kavernacle beef where he's like, people from other countries are doing this too. It's like, yeah, dude, we all have heard of Ian Miles Chong. We know he's from Malaysia. The point is, this was directly referencing breaking news that a big problem on Twitter is that instead of bots, you have real guys running fake accounts from places like India. This was a joke about that, right? Like, yes, I am an American. I like Hitler, yada, yada, yada. It's not coming from real people because the MAGA movement is waning and lapsing in popularity. So they're trying to boost it artificially with fake users. I guess, like, yeah, you could say it's not like the most racially sensitive picture, but I don't know. I think it's weird to, I don't know, harp on it. Maybe I'm not woke enough, but this is something that I would have just scrolled by and been like, this is totally harmless.
Yeah, and again, if anyone's not familiar with like the soy jacks, these are what they are. Sometimes I put them in my thumbnails. To me, this just strike me as a soy jack, but that's of a non-white person. And if you're of the opinion that like white people aren't allowed to post memes of like memes that depict black people or brown people, like if you want to have that opinion, you can have that opinion. I think it's a little bit ridiculous, but whatever, that you go for it. You can die on that hill all you want. I personally do think that's taking things a little bit too far based on what we know about Kyle Kulinski, which is that in my opinion, he's not racist towards fucking Indian people. I've never seen a clip of Kyle Kulinski talking that would leave me believe he's racist against Indian people. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see the evidence for that. And if you want to say like, oh, well, this specific drawing of this specific Wojak or Soyjack, it came out of the 4chan community. It came out of right-wing Twitter. So what? Can we not post any fucking Pepe meme ever? We can't post any Soyjack ever because of the fact that we're like appropriating fucking like right-wing culture. But I'm just like, get off the fucking internet at that point. Especially Twitter, but just get off the whole fucking internet. If you can't handle seeing a fucking Wojak, I'm sorry, bro, but I just don't view that as evidence of someone being racist, posting a fucking Wojak meme. I'm sorry, I just don't. And yeah, there are some people online that are taking this shit too far, and they're and the whole like, you know, the person or people are from India or whatever. Like, and they're all from India. I'm not saying there's no there. I just don't really think that Kyle is a big contributor towards it.
Yeah, I agree. And I didn't see it as a racist caricature. I didn't. I don't know. I think that you're right. It kind of falls onto that like line of comedy where it's like, oh, you know, the meat writing content, and sometimes people do get mad about that with Kyle. Like they'll be like, oh, Kyle stopped saying that he was blowing Trump's dick. And it's like, I'm sorry, bro, but that's kind of Kyle's lane. That's the language a lot of people like to communicate with. And there's nothing inherently homophobic about sucking dick, right? Like there's not like, you know, if I like, there's just nothing about that, right? Like you could be a woman that sucks dick, you could be a non-binary person that sucks dick, right? And it's what it is it's like a signal of subservience to somebody, right? And I don't think there's any way to get around it like that. I mean, having sex with somebody is like engaging in that in this, you know, in some sense, right? There is like some level of submission that goes into most sexual acts in you know, if you want to like get down to it. I don't know, I just think people are getting way too worked up about nothing.
Yeah, I mean, personally, like I said, I would have to see a little bit more evidence that Kyle is racist towards Indian before I ran with that. I just don't think it's true that Kyle is racist towards Indian people. But let's hear from Kyle himself, because that's our take on the situation. But Kyle did, you know, clap back a little bit in this recent video that he posted, or this recent live stream he did rather, with Corin. So let's take a look here and see what he had to say.
Right, yeah. Kyle, there's been noise on Reddit about an unflattering caricature of an Indian man trolling that you reposted. Kavernacle even made a video about it. I saw Kavernacle made that video, and honestly, I it's just pathetic that they. So there was this story that came out that you have a bunch of like a lot of the big MAGA influencer accounts on social media are literally in Nigeria, in Bangladesh, in Pakistan, in India. So you have these big MAGA accounts with like millions and millions of followers, and it's just people in India and Pakistan trying to make money, or like literal bot farms, and they're like profiting off of the division in the US and feeding into the division in the US. So somebody made a meme of this like Indian guy typing away, and it says like, yes, I am an American, I love Hitler, right? And it shows like, it shows that written on the screen, and it shows that the icon on Twitter is like of a white American guy saying it, right?
Yeah.
But it's this Indian guy who's sitting there typing away saying that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the reason I posted that is because it's factually what actually fucking is happening. To call that racist is insane. Racist means I think whites are superior to this group and that group and that group. That's what racism is like, I think they're superior to these other people. I don't believe that. I think people are all fucking equal, and I fight for equality every single fucking day on my show. Duh. That's fucking obvious. Then you got these little fucking virtue signaling freaks like the Kavernacle, who I otherwise like, and I watched a lot of his stuff, and he always has to do this bit of like the I'm leftier than you, I'm holier than you, and you said something that I can take out of context and pretend means something that you obviously don't fucking mean, and then he gets to fucking accuse me and other lefties of being racist. No, the reason why everybody was joking and memeing and having fun with the memes about the Indians typing Hitler shit is because there are Indians typing Hitler shit into Twitter, and it's a fact, and we learned it from the stories. Now, you might not like those stories. That's a you problem. That's not a me problem. That shit existed and it happened. And yes, we're going to joke and make fun of it because it's fucking hilarious. It's kind of crazy. It's also tragic that like it's leading further to the downfall of our country. But it's also kind of hilarious that you have like brown people in India and Pakistan making fucking Hitler memes and MAGA memes. And like, I'm not
money off of it.
And that's fucking true.
Indian or Pakistani, Fuck you.
Like I don't know how to argue that, right? Like, is the argument really like people are saying it was a racist caricature? That's not the vibe I got when I looked at it. Like, I just didn't get like this is supposed to be hateful against Indian people. I thought the vibe was this is supposed to be hateful against MAGA people. This is supposed to be how brain dead and foolish you are, because the only people who are feeding you this information are people who are monetizing it from a country that has nothing to do with our domestic politics. That was the whole point of the joke. That was the entire point of what Kyle just said was the point of the joke. And I think Kavernacle knew it. And again, it just goes down to the like holier than thou thing. I'm the only real leftist. Nobody else is as virtuous as me. And people are so tired of that shit.
Yeah, I totally agree. Again, I mean, I agree with Kyle. I think he's defending himself righteously because it is an inaccurate thing to say about him. And again, if you want to say this specific meme he posted has also been posted by other people that are racist, and their intention was racism, that might be true. That definitely could be true. I'm willing to grant you that. It is possible that meme was being traded around by other people that actually don't, that are racist towards Indians. But at that point, I would just be like, okay, so, I mean, at that point, that's just memes on Twitter. Like, unfortunately, yeah, they're going to get shared by all sorts of people, including those who you disagree with. So I don't think that Kyle was intentionally playing into anything, even if someone racist did make that meme. Clearly, that's not why Kyle posted it. So yeah, I think this does come off as a pearl clutching.
Oh, for sure.
Classic pearl clutching from a well-intentioned leftist, but one that ultimately does come off as very over the top in his concern, in my personal humble opinion.
Yeah.
Fuck you. That's the type of oversensitive, hyper leftist bullshit that makes leftists look bad. Like, no, the real leftists are with me, joking and memeing and having fun about this insanely absurd story that came out. So yeah, I saw that. I didn't watch the video, but I was in the thumbnail. Like, he's like, leftists are being racist about Indian, and shows like my tweet there. And it's like, fuck you, bro. What the fuck are you doing? In the midst of fascism taking over the country, this is what you're doing. You're doing a video calling out fucking Kyle Kulinski, one of the biggest left-wing and liberal YouTubers in the country, who's out there every day arguing against fucking endless war, arguing against the corruption, arguing against the fucking concentration camps that are being built, arguing against the destruction of America and by extension, all these other countries that we're fucking bombing and invading and fucking up. I'm out there on the front lines fighting against that shit, and you're going to make a video saying I'm the fucking problem because I posted a joke about a story that factually happened? Like, fuck you, bro. What a joke. What a sick prick.
It's clickbait stuff.
No, he means it. He means it. He's one of those guys. He's like actually like fucking
really?
on everything. No, he means it, but that makes it even more. It would almost be better.
That's insane. Yeah.
It would almost be better if he didn't mean it, right? Because that'd be less insane than him fucking meaning it, you know?
Yeah.
Damn, Kyle coming out hard against Kavernacle there. I was trying to be nice at first. I was like, Kavernacle's a nice guy or whatever. But I mean, I think Kyle, he feels like, he needs to defend himself and make it clear where he stands on the issue. So yeah, I guess that's what I have to say about it.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I mean, I do get annoyed by Kavernacle, and I don't watch any of his shit. And he did piss me off when he tried to portray us as misogynist. So I feel Kyle's frustration here. But really, what it does seem is like it's just an annoying, outdated, like I have to be the wokest guy in the room. Let me find somebody else who is on the left and high profile, and then let me finger wag at them and scold them for something that I felt was like, a little unto do. Like I don't know. It seems weird, and I think it does put people off when you just start to scrutinize random bullshit that was relatively unoffensive and innocuous, to put it mildly.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, I guess that's our take on that one.
Peace out.
Look out the door if you hear an ambulance. The Vanguard will be there.